it's Christmas time. Welcome to the Level 1 Christmas Special Extravaganza.
Unless you don't celebrate Christmas, and then it's whatever you celebrate. Just
with some Christmas decorations.
We're just going to show you some cool stuff you can buy. That's all.
As a gift or for yourself?
May or maybe not connected to a holiday.
Well, it's stuff that we have used, and I got to say, 2018, I was a terrible consumer. I bought very few superfluous items. So it was very hard for me to come up with a list of things.
I had quite a few, but I actually narrowed mine down a little bit.
Wow. Well, why don't you get us started then? Miss Moneybags.
Miss Moneybags, yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and show off the big dog there? That's
Okay, this is really expensive though.
You paupers can't afford this, but you can look at it.
Well, they might be able to, but it's kind of an expensive gift. It's an iPad Pro with the iPad Pencil.
We are not promoting Apple products on this channel. Sorry.
But it works really well. I think we just have the link to the iPad Pencil, or the Apple Pencil rather. You can get the old version and use it on an old iPad, so if you have someone who's an illustrator or who likes to take notes in a traditional way.
No, that's a terrible recommendation because you need the digitizer in the screen.
No, it's perfect. It's wonderful.
You need the iPad Pro in order to do that.
It's great. It's everything you ever wanted in a drawing tablet. Or the person on your wish list who
I have been impressed by what you've been able to do with it, so there is that.
Yeah, it's a great tablet.
And it was cheaper than the Wacom, so there's also
the
that.
Equivalent, yes. The equivalent Wacom was very, very expensive.
Because you used to have a Wacom tablet, and now...
Yeah, the cord on that one busted, and you can't get a replacement because it was so old, so... If you're in the market for something else, this might be for you.
Cheaper in terms of US dollars, but when you factor in your pride...
Yeah, I am a normie now, so that's something to think about.
You will never be a normie. I'm sorry.
I could aspire. Move up, Christmas wish.
We could try. I tried that with the whole music catalog thing, and they know.
Yeah.
You could aspire minus one letter.
Level 1, woo! We got a lot of stuff at the Level 1 store, too. We got some nice new water bottles.
Show that sweet action.
It's spring-loaded.
We need to have, B-roll of it, just like...
If you're on, a bus or a train or something, and you need even more attention when you're about to take a drink, that'll give it to you.
It's not our logo's on there, but it's, etched in. It's very...
Oh, it's classic.
It's low-key.
We've also got this version that has the rubber foot on the bottom. I got to say, I like this version better.
That one's probably more for, a hot drink, I would think, because it doesn't have the straw in it.
It's hot or cold. It doesn't care.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but, I'm saying, if you're just a coffee drinker, you might want that one more.
It's literally vacuum, so 24 hours stays cold, 8 hours stays hot. I don't want coffee that's more than 8 hours old anyway.
Well, you might.
No.
What if you're programming something, you got to get it done?
I will make a fresh pot.
You don't have time. There's no time.
Yeah, very often there is no time because of poor scheduling. But hey, what can you do?
All right, so we've got 2 items down. Ryan, you haven't said anything on your list yet.
Well, that wasn't really one of Wendell's items. That's a Level 1 item.
But
that was
the promotion.
Product placement.
Yeah.
Product placement, Taco Bell.
Hashtag store.level1techs.
My stuff is all life improvement stuff, mostly little quality of life improvements. And the first group of things are all kitchen things. So it turns out having a spice rack that homogenizes your spices, that actually helps things a lot. Otherwise, it looks like a terrible cluttered mess. So you can get a spice rack.
That's the most grandma.
Are you being anti-diversity with your spices?
Yes. They must all conform. I cannot have this different sizes of bottles and the pepper grinder that's this way over here. The bad thing with that, though, is you don't know when your spices expire.
Oh, that's a good point. I never thought about that.
Well, they're
nice, though.
If you're a hardcore cook, then it's in here. Right?
Yeah, one would think.
But you just use it so often because you're cooking
sniff them and you're
day.
like, this coriander's no good. You just throw it.
I can do that with black pepper. I can't do that with any other spice. It's yes, McCormick added some salt to the black pepper grinder, so this is not from the appropriate
time. Moving on.
Well, I will also go with a quality of life item. And that's this fancy, look at this, fancy safety razor. Now, up until recently, I was a filthy renter. But now that I'm a landowner, I had to step up my razor game. So I got rid of the, the 5-blade nonsense, the meme. And I got this, I don't even remember what brand this is. But you can find out with the Amazon link below. Now this is $50, or maybe
Whew.
it's $40. But here's the thing about it. It's really nice. It's double-sided, and you can get 4 months of blades for $7.
Oh, that's not bad.
You can't get 4 months of the other kind of blades for $7. So over time, this will pay for itself, and it's surprisingly effective for a single blade.
Well, now, would you do that like, if there's any ladies in the audience, could you use it on your legs, you think?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. So it actually comes with 3 of these little plates right here, and these are numbered. So based on like how long your hair is or how aggressive it is, you use a different plate and it bends the blade a different amount.
Wow.
So yeah, you could go after the most aggressive leg hair in the world with the proper plate.
You could probably just cut your legs all up with those.
And well, no, it's a safety razor, so you still get.
Oh, trust me, son. I find a way.
Listen, should we make a video about that?
Me trying to shave my legs and always nicking myself every time.
But you know, if you got like a real Amazon problem down there, then you go through a lot of razors. You're gonna save a ton of money.
Back when I used to shave my beard, I used to use women's razors as the life hack. But I mean, that sounds even better.
Why would you use the women's razors? Are more expensive.
No.
Really?
They last a lot longer. You can get a big old bag of it, like the terrible pink ones. They last forever.
No, you got to get like the nice Venus razor.
That's another meme razor. Everybody should switch to this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Universal.
I didn't know that one existed. It's $40 though.
But it's
Maybe I'll get it for Christmas
It's
after
the
someone
forever
watches
razor.
this
look how
video.
attractive it is. This is the gunmetal version. You can also get chrome.
Oh, of course you got the gunmetal.
Of course, yeah. It's a nice smoky gray. I like it.
All right, next item. I have my little tiny alcohol fuel stove. This is 1 ounce. Feel how light that is.
Now, we've seen the alcohol fuel stove before, and I see that it has been used. What has been cooked on it so far?
I mostly just use it to boil water. It's good for like doing oatmeal or like macaroni, ramen, that kind of thing.
Camp oatmeal is fairly delicious.
Here's my little cook pot that's like all blackened up. You just put it right on there. You put your alcohol down in here, light it, and then all the flames come out around it, and you can boil stuff in it.
Can you do shots out of it?
I mean, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Why not?
It's got holes in it.
It's got holes in it, and if you use heat, which is what you use to, it's like 100% pure alcohol, you'd kill yourself. So there's a
Maybe
bitterant.
you would.
There's a bitterant in it. So
Maybe beginners would.
10 out of 10 would not recommend drinking your alcohol for your alcohol stove. But I really like this. This is great for camping, anything like that. A bug out bag if you're a crazy prepper.
We're drinking until liver failure. Woo!
Oh, that'll happen soon. Level 1 drinking news coming soon.
The other thing that I had was a compartmentalized skillet. So, like, instead of having multiple skillets, like when you're making breakfast, say, like bacon and eggs, you could just make it all in one skillet.
All of your kitchen products are based around separating and dividing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it with you? Are you like kitchen
Do you
racist?
realize that it's 2018?
I've gone through some kitchen problems lately, and I'm laying down the law. I'm putting some order. I'm trying to rein in some chaos. And these things help. They really do.
Are you saying that you've been dealing with a situation where everything is mixed together?
Yeah, we can't have that. Everything must
not
be
acceptable.
separated. We don't want to take a chance on like cayenne pepper being mixed up with, say, cinnamon. That ends badly.
That might be all right. I don't
It'd be
know.
delicious, actually.
I would love some cayenne pepper. Cinnamon rolls. Yeah, that'd be delicious.
Well, if you tuned in last year, one of my picks, and you can go and watch last year's video, it's still relevant, but one of my picks last year, and still to this day, one of my most used kitchen items, was the rice cooker, the Fuzzy Logic rice cooker. An amazing machine.
The Zojirushi.
So you might have run out and bought one of those, and by now, you've probably experienced the same thing I did. You've lost the little rice paddle. You know, it's
And then you can't use a fork. 'Cause,
you can't scratch the nonstick.
yeah.
So maybe you get a wooden spoon, like a pleb, and now you get a wooden spoon that's forever crusted with rice. You cannot get it off at all. You need plastic. So you go on Amazon, you think, I'm going to get a replacement paddle for my rice cooker, right? Wrong. You need to get the squirrel paddle.
Look at it. Look, it is actually precious. I didn't think you actually had this because we made a list of everything, and I was like, he's just going to make a link to this. He actually
for
owns
sure,
it.
I have this. So it's the same paddle, and you can use this with other kitchen items. You know, you want to make an omelet, go ahead. But here's the thing about it: you don't want you all live in filth, right? Of course you do. You've got E. coli and all sorts of
Hepe.
fecal matter. Yeah.
Hepe.
So you don't want this to touch the table? Well, that's no problem with the squirrel spatula because the squirrel's little legs protect it. It's incredible.
The squirrel's head acts as a worthy counterbalance to
Yeah,
prevent the tail.
It's like
Yeah.
a little counterweight, and it's adorable.
You have 3 of those, right?
I do have 3.
They come in 3s.
There's orange, gray, and white, and you get all 3 of them at the same time for a really reasonable price.
Link in the description below. Woo.
What other items have we got here? Oh, so if you're like me and sometimes you go out in nature and you want to take photos, you want to take a camera, but when you take one of the giant cameras from the set, you feel terrified that it's going to get destroyed by rain. So I got this tiny little baby wide lens that you just put on the back of your phone. And you can take pictures with it and it makes it look really nice.
That'll work with the iPad too, won't it?
No, you have to have the case for it. I don't have the case for it. I don't think it would work with the iPad. I'm not sure.
Why not?
I don't know.
Same size hole, right?
I would think. No, I can't get it on because I'm thinking about it. Well, whatever. We'll show you some B-roll. It's fine, but it's really nice. And it doesn't have any like distortion like you get sometimes with the cheaper lenses. So would recommend.
How
I would,
many
I would have to
dog
make
pictures do you have from using that?
quite a few. I mostly take nature pictures with it, like pictures of creeks
Isn't
and
the dog
trails.
part of
And,
nature?
well, I want to be up on a cute little face.
Oh, okay.
You know, I have another item related to the dog coming soon.
No.
Yeah, it can't be in here because the dog's in it right now.
The other life improvement items that I've really enjoyed the last couple of years are like a key organizer and a charging stand on your nightstand. Like, don't underestimate how much your life will improve if you just organize your nightstand. So like having a wireless charging stand for your phone where you can just pick up your phone and put your phone back down on the nightstand, but it's also standing up. So like if it goes off, you don't have to pick it up. You can look at it and you can also see the time after hours. That's a pretty big life improvement. And you can get stuff on Etsy where you can get like a custom stand and you can put like your wallet and your keys. And so like all the stuff that you have, it's like, oh man, I lost my wallet or my keys because it's missing from the nightstand. So, because it's got its own little place on the stand. So you can get some of these things on Etsy and integrate it with your wireless charging stand. Or if you got a wireless, like a wireless charging watch and a phone or 2 phones you have to carry, one personal, one work. I mean, that's pretty cool. You can do that.
Or if you're checking Twitter on 2 different phones,
Yeah.
as one does,
As one does.
Double thumbing.
liking furiously.
You got your public account and your alt account, right?
Yeah.
You gotta do them with-
Little things like that make a big difference. LED lighting, like really low-key LED lighting, like LED night lighting for like the bathroom and stuff. Little things like that really dramatically improve your life.
Well, as I mentioned before, I've moved into a house for the first time in my life. And along with that, I've had to buy lots of household stuff. And maybe the only exciting thing so far is I've begun putting together my basement layer for multimedia, which
For streaming.
we're excited about. And I needed a receiver, an amplifier, for my sound system down there. So I started looking into amplifiers, and they get really expensive really quickly. You can pay $500 and not even get close to the top end of an amplifier. I didn't really care about most of the features, but more importantly, one of the common things among amplifiers these days, they like to spy on you a lot. And they're all network connected. So you plug in an Ethernet cable or you hook it up to the Wi-Fi, and it just starts sending data back to Yamaha or whoever, So I was looking for one that didn't do that, but I wanted Bluetooth because I wanted to use my phone and my tablets to stream music to my amplifier. And I found the Sony STR DH590. Well, I'm sure you'll remember that, but if you don't, we have a link in the description. And this is, I think I paid like $170 for this. It was on a Black Friday sale. And no Wi-Fi, no Ethernet, but Bluetooth. Now it's only 5.1, so if you're a snob about that kind of thing, then maybe it's not for you. But if you want an entry-level, non-spying amplifier, I have tried this out several times. I really like it. It pushes plenty of power to my speakers. Sounds pretty good. It's kind of bare bones, but again, you don't want to spend a lot of money on that.
It's not $1 million. I'm going to be enjoying some chocolate peppermint Bark?
delicious peppermint bark supplied by someone at our office who will remain unnamed, but it is delicious.
And so, if nothing else, you can make food as a gift because I don't really like peppermint, but I like chocolate, so it's fine.
Now you're just gonna chew loudly into the mic.
Everybody loves eating on a microphone.
Yeah.
Krista, why don't you give us another?
The next one, I don't have it here, but you guys will see some B-roll of it. I have a dog crate. Now, it's not just any dog crate. It's a soft dog crate that you can fold down, and I keep mine in my trunk 90% of the time. And Rue really likes it. Rue likes having a crate to go in and sleep. So when we go somewhere...
How does she express her joy?
She's excited about everything. I took her to the vet yesterday, and she was excited to go to the vet. So, I mean, really, the baseline for Rue is excitement. So,
Well, see, that's my question. Like, how do you ever know that
well, yeah, she goes right in
she's
there.
enjoying something more than...
Normal. She knows.
She's in it right now. I can hear her whimpers of joy.
Oh, she's not whimpering. She's whimpering earlier because she could hear me in here, and she wanted to be in here.
Now, I remember some times when stories were told about using treats to bribe her into the crate.
Well, when she was little and she was being crate trained, yeah.
Okay.
But she likes it now. But she's in there right now sleeping, enjoying herself, enjoying an antler for Christmas.
Oh, you got her the antlers.
I got her an antler, and so
nice,
she's in there chewing it right now. It's really great if you need to take your dog places. I take it when I go to see my mom or go camping or go to someone else's house, and I need a place for Rue to stay.
I like to imagine, now that you're giving her the antlers as treats, that someday she'll encounter a deer.
And think
or a
that's
buck,
food.
A buck in the wild, and she'll just go right after it.
She really liked it. I thought for sure she would want like a stuffed one, but I let her pick one and she wanted the antler. Merry Christmas to the Santa's reindeer.
Exciting. I think that we've got the same item. I was going to show you guys a battery pack.
There you go.
From ANKER. Yeah, I've had a lot of good luck. Yours is different than mine.
I have a slightly smaller one.
Yeah, yours is the small one. I get the USB-C type battery pack from ANKER, and I have to say that the ANKER brand has been astonishingly good, like shockingly good. Because I'm used to buying battery, and like I'm really hard on electronics, and I travel a lot. And usually they last about a year, and so far the ANKER one has held up really well. But also USB-C, I can actually charge my laptop with it.
I really like this. The reason I got the smaller one is so if I put it in my backpack, it's not so heavy. And I take this on camping trips and stuff like that if I need to charge something.
It's a good form factor, and it can also charge multiple USB devices at 2.4 amps or better.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Even if you don't camp or anything, they're great.
Yeah, if you store it for a long time, it also holds its charge, which is not a characteristic that I found on other USB battery packs. So if I happen to have 6 weeks between travel, I can just leave it in my bag and not worry that it's discharged itself, which I can't say for many other battery packs that I've tried.
Well, some of you might not know, but we stream on Twitch from time to time. And of course, you stream on Twitch, you got to have a pair of headphones, right? And I had a very crappy pair of headphones, and they began to die in many ways. So I had to get a new pair, and I did a lot of research, and it's like I didn't want to spend, $200-300 on headphones, but I wanted to get a pair that would also, I could listen to music while I'm sitting there during the day, wasting my life, burning away the hours of my soul. So I settled on these HyperX Cloud 2.
Oh.
And these things are pretty nice. I don't have they come with a microphone that you can take on and off. I don't have that with me here. The microphone sounds pretty good. Now I've since stopped using the microphone, and I did have some problems with it. I think those were software related, but after about a year of use, just keep in mind that I did end up having some problems with the microphone. But while it worked, it sounded pretty good. And the audio quality for these things is actually pretty great for music and games. They come with a little inline sound card with the 7.1 and all that nonsense. I've never noticed much difference with that. But as far as gaming headsets, I've had a pretty good luck with these.
The Kingston HyperX Cloud.
Two.
They look really well made. Like they've got like the leather and the metal and.
Yeah, and that is actual metal. It's not metal colored plastic.
Well, you could hear it when it hit our really nice, level 1 bottles here.
Yeah.
It made a fine sound. Is that it? Do we have anything else? I think that was all I had.
Well,
oh, no, wait. I had one more.
Okay, go ahead.
I had one more. And I didn't bring the whole package here because it's huge.
That is a spoon.
No. This is a paddle for my inflatable kayak that I bought last spring.
So you're saying if we're up the creek, you actually, in fact, have a paddle?
I do have a paddle. Now, I've heard that for this particular one that I got, we call it the banana boat, that their paddles should probably be replaced because they're not great. I used them and they were fine. Just whenever you blow it up and you start taking it, make sure that you put the fin on the bottom, or otherwise it's really hard to steer. It's good for lakes or like really docile rivers. I wouldn't take it like whitewater rafting, but it's really fun.
An inflatable kayak?
Yeah,
I
I wouldn't know, but for like just cruising around on a lake on a summer afternoon, it's fun.
There are some YouTube videos of people trying to use inflatable kayaks in rapids.
Yeah, you should not do
They're
that.
fun to watch. How many miles do you think you got on the kayak?
Maybe one. We're very leisurely when we were kayaking with it. We call it the banana boat. It should be the best one.
If we're out of stuff, do you have anything else, Wendell?
I was going to mention the portable toolkit. So, like the ifixit toolkit is actually really nice. I mentioned that last year. It's not really a new addition, but yeah, I mean it's totally fine. It's really good and stuff like that. If you really want to go for broke, there's an eBay seller, Silicon Valley Outlet. I've got some really good deals from them lately, including good deals on SAS flash drives, serial attached SCSI flash drives. So, you know, you never know when somebody wants like a 2 or 15 terabyte serial attached SCSI flash drive for cheap.
Well, I want to do a dishonorable mention this year. And I hate to bring down the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, the Christmas. Let me crap all over this
I want
video.
to protect the consumers. This is an item that I expected to put on my list this year. This is the Mantis X. Now, for those of you Euros and non-Americans, put down your tea. Put down your dull butter knife that you're using to put on your crumpets.
Be sure there's no chance your knickers can get in a twist.
Sit down. This is not a firearm. I took it apart so it wouldn't offend you. But this thing here is the Mantis X. It is a training system that advertises that it will help you improve your trigger pull without firing the gun. It works if you fire the gun. But they advertise that... so what it does, it tracks the movement as you're pulling the trigger. And it'll give you a chart, and it'll give you a score, and it'll show you on a little target where you would have hit had you pulled the trigger like that. And it teaches you to not move the muzzle as much. Supposedly. The problem is, it doesn't register the dry fires like I hoped it would. I was getting like 6 out of 10 with a dummy round or a snap cap in the chamber. Especially with, this is a P320 with a striker fired gun, forget it. Hammer fired, it was a little bit better, but it wasn't 100%. Then I used it live fire, and it was giving me bad scores, and I was hitting the bullseye. So I got to warn against the Mantis X. Maybe I got a dud or something, but I've had a terrible experience with it. And it's not cheap.
But why?
So that's the warning. If you're going to spend a lot of money on something,
Especially firearms related.
Get the iPad.
or just the pencil, if you know someone who has an older model, just make sure you get the first pencil, not the second one.
I really don't think the digitizer in the older models was any good, because there were a lot of people that tried the digitizer when the iPad Pro first came out, and it was not as good as the Surface. But I've used the Surface daily for like 2 years, and the digitizer in that iPad is way better than the digitizer in the Surface.
It's great. If you got an illustrator on your list and you're willing to drop some money on them, get the pencil.
If you really love them.
If you really love
that is
them.
how you measure it, right?
Yeah, and how much you spend.
And that is how Apple became worth $1 trillion.
That's how they can justify cranking up the price on it.
Why can't China rip this off but still have the same...
Yeah, pencil quality.
I
Their
guess
tablets are getting
software.
better. Their tablets are getting better.
I mean,
Some of
it's
the
not,
Chinese ones.
It's not even really like the build quality that's good at this point. It's just the monopoly on the software, I guess.
I don't know. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Is it not laying flat anymore?
No, it's because it's got the camera bump.
Oh,
Yeah, the camera. So it's not... I haven't gotten a case for it yet, but...
Womp, womp, womp. So, yeah, presents for the holiday?
Get out there and consume.
Do it.
The country needs you. Needs your tax revenue.
It actually does right now because of everything crashing, but it'll be fine. The holidays will fix it.
Maybe not.
See ya.